specifically the region Arunachal Pradesh and the Dong village is the first sun-rising place. You see the beauty. So, as mentioned, all tribes have their ethnic foods. So, how can we convert this food to medicine? Not medicine as a food. We should not follow medicine as a food. We should follow food as a medicine. So, we have the milk, we have legumes, we have cereals, we have fish fermentation, we have vegetable fermentation, we have meat fermentation. So, fermentation is a key point for the betterment of the economy of Northeast region. As you see, the health, it's directly related to the health mentioned already. Cherry silk diversity. Somebody can take cherry silk diversity, cherry silk research as a for the development of the entrepreneurship and butterfly diversity. Then yes, biotechnology in Northeast India, Government of India has started different schemes that especially DBT has some specific scheme like DBT NER BPMC program, twinning R&D research proposal from a colleges. They can start writing project, align with some good laboratory like CSI and NIS Jurhat, say IISST Guwahati, then IIT Guwahati, then NIPAR Guwahati, say ICMR Dibrugarh. And for students, they have the Inspire scheme, PM Devine scheme, toss and bands scheme. So these are the things so that we can collaborate and college like PDUAM as a new college, they can do good establishment through the biotechnology entrepreneurship and biotechnology different schemes of Government of India, as well as this bio-ET policy. So coming to the problems, we know about the famine. I think most of you heard about the famine or may not heard about the famine. So Northeast being working in the field of biological science, we know about the famine conditions because whenever you will go to the field, you have to buy a packet of Maggi or a plate of Maggi by spending more than 150 rupees or 100 rupees. So because there are difficulties to get rice due to the road blockage and the heavy rainfall. So to come out from those famine conditions, we have the socio-economic culture. You can see these beautiful pictures now. Few days back, Honorable Minister Jitendra Singh has mentioned that the women of Northeast India is far better than the women of this Middle India because Minister himself told that we should follow the role model of the women in North India because they will wake up in the early morning, they will go to the market, they will sell the leafy vegetables, potatoes, cereals, oil seeds, and everything. So they are earning their income. But if we convert these bioresources to a packaged material, then that will be a revolution for all of us. See, one important famine food plan, it's called Tatse in Arunachal Pradesh. Say if there is a road blockage for 20 days, 30 days, then what they will eat? There's this tree, it looks like a palm tree. They will cut the trunk of this tree and they will process in their own traditional way and traditional methods, and you can see that the Pythagorean type of means the floor type of materials will come and they used to eat. So apart from that, this floor can be used as a base material to develop different products like biscuits, then cakes, then papar, then any noodles, and also the floor has been used in the as a feed for the pigs as well as the poultry industry. So, being a scientist, we have developed some product from this plant as well as we have, as I mentioned about the biopolymer, because it's starch rich. So we have developed some bio-based degradable polymer and have got a patent also from this species. Another interesting thing we know about Dhekia, right? The fern. So that is also a famine food used by the hilly terrains peoples of Northeast India. There are ferns which are looks like a tree. That's why it's called fern tree or fern allies. So these are rich in rich in all the minerals and proteins. So it can be converted to a product from the fern and fern allies. So another important thing is that while oil yielding plants, you can have tremendous diversity of the oil yielding plants. We have more than 30-40 different piper species, then citronella, lemongrass, xanthozylum, then wild allium species, Pinus cassiana, Pinus, then Amantotexas assamica. So we have extracted those oils also. So here you can see one beautiful plant. If most of the, as I mentioned, the students are from Assam, I think. So we know about the corful or koful. It's called the Itlingera linguiformis. So you believe it or not, the we have extracted the oil and we can now we are developing one product, because earlier days traditionally this rhizome of this plant was cured and used with tamul pan for the and use as a mouth refreshener. So we have extracted everything and now we are developing a mouth freshener from this species. You see the CSI aroma mission in Northeast India. We are having different types of aromatic crops, cultivation of citronella, cultivation of lemongrass. So any young entrepreneurship, say from say arts background students or commerce background students, if they have a land which is not suitable for rice cultivation or other cultivation, those people they can use their land to grow the citronella or lemongrass, because for citronella and lemongrass there is no need of a very fertilized land. We can use the unutilized, unused lands of any area of Assam. So, yeah, we know about the banana, right? We know the Jahazi call, Bhim call, and those things only. But we have more than 8 different types of wild banana species which have not yet been studied properly. Only one scientist from Manipur University and one from Neris Nirjuli and one of my friend, we have done some works on the wild banana species. You can use this as a fiber, as a rope material, and I'll just share one more slide. Here you can see the all fruits, these banana flowers and fruits are so nutritious. You can see these slides. It's better than the already available bananas like Jahaji kol or Bhim kol. So yes, interesting. One more slide. You know about the 101 vegetables. As all Assamese people, we use the echo eta hak on Goru Bihu, right? Am I audible, right, Gayatri?
Yes, yes, you are. You are.
If you means if anybody has any question, then you can point out. So yes, we know about the echo eta hak on specifically Goru Bihu. When I was a child of say class 6, 7, when I was studied, that time itself my grandparents always used to ask us to go to the field and collect the 101 vegetables. That time I was thinking what to do. Why people are asking the 101 vegetables to collect on one specific day and you have to cook and we have to eat. Then I asked my grandparents, they told that if they have a traditional belief that if they will eat this vegetable on that specific date, then the immunity for that person will be there for entire year. মানে এশ এটা শাক খালে আমাৰ দেহৰ ইমিউনিটিটো বাঢ়ি যায় for the entire year. I was not getting the opportunity to do the research on this specific topic. When I joined in CSI in 2020, then I started working on these and I have collected around 115 different vegetables, leafy vegetables, cultivated in our experimental farm, and I have done all mineral and nutritional profiling. I am not going details. Here you can see all different types of proximate, then protein content, vitamin content, iron content, fat content, everything I have done for all 100 species. Then now you see we come to know that it is having different mineral contents and proximate contents, but what is the immunity? So what I have done the immune boosting parameters. I think Gayatri or zoology or botany people know about the cytotoxicity effect in different cell lines, THP1, HEP02, HEC293 cell lines, and I have done the immunomodulatory marker studies like IL-1 beta, IL-14, IL-4, IL-6, IL-10, TNF alpha, COX-2, and now we are proceeding for the in vivo model in animal experiments, whether our age-old tradition of using 101 vegetable is correct or not. From the studied, from my group of means from our group, we have established that this belief has been yes, they have the immune boosting property. So you can see in this picture here 115 different leafy vegetables are there. So it's kind of research. You, if somebody can develop the entrepreneurs, they can make convert these leafy vegetables to some packaged material. Packaged materials in the sense they can dry it, they can freeze dry it, they can sell it in USA, UK, and other places where the Assamese people are there. If somebody can package this material and supply to the other parts, then definitely people will buy. So this is one good opportunity. And apart from that, we know the Kathalu dioscorea, you believe it or not, in Assam and Arunachal and Northeast, we have more than 40 species. Just I am highlighting few pictures, plans to be focused. Why I am mentioning the plans to be focused? Because these species are have not yet been studied by the scientific community, because these are specifically restricted to the northeast region. You see the diversity of the region, that corn, baby corn, or what we see. If you will go to a say five-star hotel or any barbecue nations, the corn floor, it will take how much cost? But this is a picture in the right corner. You see, it's that having these different corns in Arunachal Pradesh. Also that large cardamom. Another interesting thing. Say we know about the different foam producing plants, right? So one interesting plant is Gymnocladus assamica, which can be used as a biosurfactant, and now we have developed some antifungal or antibacterial then shampoo or anti-dandruff shampoo. So like Ritha. So yeah, it is very interesting. Another topic, this Pyraspecia. It is found in the high altitude region of Arunachal Pradesh. I will tell about the traditional knowledge. The people, as I mentioned about the 101 vegetables, the people use it as an immune booster for entire year. But this leaf in Arunachal Pradesh, they believe that if they drink 1 cup of the tea or the decoction of this leaf, not the raw leaf, dry leaf, that will boost their immunity for entire day. So it came to my mind when I was doing my PhD. Then I tried to develop some product. What I have done, I have collected the leaf and I have processed with the whole CTC leaf producing format and formula, and we have developed some good fine products. But we cannot say that as a tea, because anything apart from camellia sinensis means original tea, we cannot say that ingredient as a tea. That's why we put as a tisane. So it has all the mineral properties, having gallic acid, proteogallic acid, synergic acid, ferulic acid, rotein, quercetin, all are the immunity markers, which also is rich in the, you can see in the left corner, rich antioxidant, hepatoprotective, and immunomodulated. That means the traditional belief is correct. So you see, we have done the liver protection activity also in animal model as well as in vitro, in vivo both. So it proved that this leaf is having hepatoprotective activity, and now we are going to hand over this technology to a young entrepreneurs of Assam. So anyone interested, they can take it, and they can, and also because you see, my thinking is that we should give these things to the farmers, but the farmers cannot buy those equipments, right? That's why in the top of the figure you can see we have developed one handmade technology with some modification, so that the farmers can produce this leaf without any equipment at their home. Only just one small oven is required. So another interesting flower, you see that rhododendron. It's a very very beautiful flower in the high altitude regions. Young entrepreneurs can do to make different types of uh, beverages, edible beverages from this flower. It's growing in the Arunachal Himalayan regions. Also, we know about the Hevali full. You see why I am showing these things. See, Hevali fools comes under Horotcal, right? In the say June, July, say in that period. But it will not found in the say, December or sorry, December, January it will come, but it will not there in the summer season. So how we can store these flowers? So development of the drying techniques for the edible flowers of Nicandus arboris. Another important flower, bokful, we know, bokful only found in Assam and this West Bengal region, and within a particular period. Only say June, July month you will find. But if you want to eat this bogful, say in December month, where you will get? You will never ever get. So what we have done, we have developed some drying techniques specifically, and now we can store this flower and we can get it in throughout the year. And also it have the immune boosting property. As I'm working in the immune modulatory property, so you can see the graph itself, so that it is having the activity again IL-10, different IL-10 and other TNF alpha or IL-6 immune marker. So another important thing, it's edible lichen. There are lots of lichens which have been used as a edible one. So it's also important thing, somebody can develop their entrepreneurship through edible lichen. So yeah, my own domain, floristic study in the alpine region, we have discovered many more species, and many more species are await to discover. These are the regions, the highlighted regions where I had visited. I will show some good pictures from there. We are exploring barberries. One of my PhD students is working in the barberries. It's very, very interesting domain. You know about the berberine, I think. Berberine is a alkaloid which mostly used for the anti-diabetic and anti-cancer agent. So we are exploring these things. You can see the diverse group of compounds from the barberries. Also, you know about the Lakadang turmeric. I think so, many people heard about Lakadang turmeric. It is having the highest curcumin content, but why we do not know. That's why we have done the whole genome sequencing and transcriptome analysis of Lakadang turmeric as well as other turmerics to find out the problem or find out the reason why Lakadang turmeric contains highest amount of curcumin content. If we can find out the reason, then we can introduce. Same like Lakadang turmeric, they have a, in Arunachal they have a ginger. It is called Adi Kekir. Kekir means ginger. So they got the GI tag. But why? It's very small and the very, very strong in the flavor. So we are working on that because there are scope for development of the entrepreneurship. As I mentioned, that IIT students are resigning their high-profile job and coming to develop entrepreneurship. You see cordaiceps. We know about the caterpillar fungus. If this is a picture where in laboratory the students are producing in some entrepreneurs. So it is an anti-aging fungus. It's very interesting. It's having anti-inflammatory. Then lavender cultivation, you know about the purple revolution in Jammu Kashmir. Now, as CSI needs, we are introducing these species in the high altitudes of Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh. Also, if somebody has interest that they can develop the hydroponics, I think I will not go details. Hydroponics, aeroponics, aquaponics are there. In a small room also, we can develop this type of interesting plants like lavender. Then you can see the saffron also nowadays people are cultivating in the, I think you people know about these things. So these are some few areas. Then Picoraja corea also, high demand medicinal plants. Elysium graffiti, we used to eat the that means biryani. There are these star shapes, some masalas are always there. So Elysium graffiti, it's very interesting. If somebody have interest in the spice marketing, they can develop. In Arunachal Pradesh, one fellow is there in Sargaon area. He is earning more than 10 lakhs per annum because this plant will be there for only for 2-3 months. The fruits. So within that 2-3 months, he is earning more than 10 lakhs. So yeah, another important thing, now this is the most important demand for the millets. Somebody can take up as a millet as a food. So these are the different varieties of millets. You see the beauty of Northeast India. We have different types of foxtail millet. Different, you can see from the black to the longest one to the shortest one. And we have tried to develop and give some training to the farmers of Jorhat district to develop different products from the millet. And we are trying to do some value addition millets with different spices, cardamom or millet brand with turmeric, millet with star anise. How can we develop some fortified products? So it's a very, very interesting indigenous concept on the cultivation of millets in intercropping system in zero valley of Arunachal Pradesh. You will not get anywhere in the country this type of intercropping system. You see, they will cultivate rice, then millets, then that is a soybean plant, and in also the fish farming. So within the same field, they are cultivating. This is the millet cultivation in Zoom land of Arunachal Pradesh. I have already mentioned about the rare and threatened plants. you know this black turmeric is having high demand. So yeah, we have the bamboo species. Here one interesting topic. Say some bamboo is having higher node region and some bamboo is having internal region is much. So we are trying to do some research. Also the bamboo fermented food also we are working. Somebody can develop this product. Yes, it's not a problem to do. There is not a rocket science to develop that bamboo suit products. So now under the floriculture mission, I can say if somebody interested, they can develop their tissue culture lab through for the orchid cultivation in tissue culture laboratory. If they are not able to develop a tissue culture laboratory, they can do the multiplication of different types of orchids through vegetative propagation also. We are developing this technique and we are developing more than 1,000 orchid species, and now you believe it or not, the one orchid sapling's price is more than 1,500 rupees. You can do it at your own home place also. And also if you have a floriculture flower garden, you can use the honeybee for the, this is also integration of apiculture with floriculture, so that you can earn the money from the honey. So few success stories. You can see the farmers from Sibsagar district. They are so happy. We are giving the planting material freely. They have their own greenhouse and now they are selling their products in the markets. As I mentioned about the rhododendron, it's we are working the same things. And you see the development of the value-added products. Not only the orchid plant, we have developed the fiber extraction technology from the orchid leaves, because the leaf of the orchid is not used by the common people, right? So we have developed the orchid fiber and we can make different decorative items. Also you can have the different drying techniques which embedding with silica, so that you can sell your flowers in different time, different seasons, in or any converting it to any decorative items. Yeah, as I mentioned, Northeast is rich in biodiversity. There are lots of species awaiting for discovery. Recently, we have discovered around say 4 or 5 species. Here are 3 species: Barberries setifolia, Barberries variola, Begonia nisti, then Begonia narari. We have discovered these things from Arunachal Pradesh, and yes, it's a very beautiful picture. So I just kept to give the highlight of the most precious multi-purpose animal of Highlanders. They can use as a meat. The surpi also they are making for the travel. Also they are using these wild yak animals. It's not wild. It's a semi-domestic animal. Now, as I mentioned about the high value crops, you can see the intercropping system. Somebody say we are now cultivating the cabbage. It is not cabbage, it's a apple and other kiwi garden. Just I am telling in Assam what we are doing the cabbage garden. But there are lots of viral infection. If in the cabbage garden, if you will plant the marigold cultivation, there will not be a virus. So that is the concept. You can develop their own intercropping system. You see the apple and the different types of kiwi within the same garden. See, this is the intercropping. That's just I am highlighting orange garden along with other cultivated crop. You see the kiwi garden as well as cabbage in high altitude regions, say Sergaon and Dirang area. It is tuber crops in the rice fields. But in Assam, what we are doing, only rice means rice, mustard means mustard. The lands are lying, so we have to think something different way. But the major problem of Northeast India, this global forest loss, can we save it? This is the current scenario. You see the burning in the forest in the for the Zoom cultivation, and very pathetic. These the figures you see in few places of Arunachal, they have a festival. It's called Aran Festival. On that specific day, they have to gift one wild animals to their young sisters or young daughters. But we cannot go against the tradition. So there is the need of sustainability. In the right corner, you see there is a picture from Nagaland how they are killing the wild bats. More than 1,000 bats are there from the caves. So based on that, just I want to share one more thing. Say we know that SARS-CoV-2 came from the bat, right? There are wild animals, not only bat. Say the tribal community people in the regions of the hilly terrains, they used to eat the wild animals, and they may have the fever, maybe high temperature. But how those fever came to those places? We do not know. Maybe those fevers come from the due to the come from those wild animals eating after those wild animals. That therefore we have proposed one project. It's called genomic based discovery of potential pathogens for Northeast India to understand the conflict, means unknown conflict of the wildlife and human being. How the fever and the temperature or the any other diseases transmitted, viral diseases transmitted from the wild animals to domestic animals. It's very, very interesting topics. Just I am sharing. But as I mentioned, the beauty of alpine study, you can see here the picture. You have to cross this type of river. It's very difficult through this rope. You have to stay in the cave like this stone. Personally stayed more than 20 days in the high altitude in Mechuka, and say there will be a sudden road blockage for which you cannot travel, you cannot cross. I have walked more than 30 kilometers to cross this type of landslide because there will not be a vehicle. And you can see this slide, rule number one, keep your boots dirty. Here you can see if it is visible, here one blue color top tent is there, right? So it you may fall down to these things. So that's why I'm telling rule number one, keep your boots dirty. And yes, after spending 20 days in the high, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So after spending more than 20 days in a place like Mechuka, and we climbed to say another 4 days, 5 days continuously to do some high altitude field study near to the China border. And after coming back, our situation was like this. And I am very much privileged that I worked with a scientist. You know Uppsala University, right? All the biology students know Uppsala University because Kerala's Linnaeus, Carl Linnaeus was there as a botanical, as a professor, and the curator of that botanical garden is now that Magnus Leden. I worked with him, who introduced me to the high altitude regions. And I think many of you know about this book. It's I always used to quote during my presentation, The Sapiens, A Brief History of Humankind. Just one sentence, you can think. The agricultural revolution was history's biggest fraud. I do believe, like the author, I do believe, yes, before the agriculture, when agriculture started, this pesticide, insecticide, everything came. But before that, there was not a problem. So I do suggest to read the books and go to the deeper of this book to understand that the agricultural revolution was history's biggest fraud or not. You can start debating in your colleges in different functions. So it's one request to the organizers. Yes, if it is a offline presentation, I could ask the students whether what is this? Can anyone say?
Sir, it's a pipe used for tobacco intake.
Any students? So yes, you can say it's a pipe, right? Definitely it's correct. But I will say it's not correct because it's a picture of the pipe, right? It's not a pipe, it's a picture of the pipe. So what I want to
Well
mean
done,
to the
sir.
students should be more curious whether it's a pipe or it's a picture of the pipe. So all the science students or the art students, they should understand the baseline of any topic. Then you can recognize anything. This is specifically for the taxonomist. Because we do, if you are taking a photograph of a particular animal or insect or a microorganisms, you should be very, very pre- precise to take the photo. You should. I have learned from this fellow from Sweden, Uppsala University, while one day he was taking a photo of a pollen grain, means the stela, stigma, and the parts of the flower. Then I was asking something to him. Then he was blasting me like anything. Why you are talking during taking a photo? Then I asked him, sir, why? Then he told me, while I speak, the there will be a wave, right? Then that wave will disturb during the taking the photo, and the photo quality will not be good. That's why this type of curiosity and the seriousness is required. Yes, this is the last slides. thank you to the organizer, PDM at Tulungia, especially Gayatri and Nitasri, and my director, CSI is Zorhat. Then yes, definitely I have been selected very recently as the INIA's youngest member. This is the history in that INIA's, and my most respect to the ethnic people of Northeast India. Without them, it's not being possible to do something on the local problem of Northeast. And definitely, my all their students around. I have 10 students currently, and around say 6 students already passed out, and they are working in different organizations. And all the funding agencies, yeah, we are hoping revitalization needs for strengthening Northeast. This is our motto to do something better for Northeast India. Thank you very much.
Sir, I have a little question, sir. That
Please.
is, sir, as you mentioned in that traditional festival,
Yes.
the children were killing the animals. Can you just give the names? Was it mongoose?
No, it is any kind of any animal uh, has been used by the tribal communities of
So,
Arunachal
so
Pradesh.
it
You
can be
see,
rodent. It can be rodent or
anything,
mongoose. Yes.
anything. You can be. It can be rodent. It can be mice. It can be any
Okay.
bird. It can be a deer. It can be a fox
Any
also.
sort of animal.
Well, yes,
Thank you so much.
it's called the Aran festival, mostly in the Siang Valley of Arunachal Pradesh. Yes, but now government of Arunachal Pradesh is doing much better, and they are controlling the killing of these animals. Yes, please. It was during 2012-13 when I was doing my PhD.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Any questions? I will be happy to give some highlights. Yeah, definitely one more point. It was very difficult, and I think I have taken much time. I'm so sorry for that. But for the students, you can visit CSI, not only CSI NIST. CSI NIST is the only organization in Northeast India from CSI. But apart from CSI NIST, we have 38 different laboratories in entire India. So you means students should get the exposure to visit those type of laboratory, so that even if it is difficult to visit CSI NIST from Tulungia, you can visit IIT Guwahati, NIPER Guwahati, then ISST, then they, because you see, when we were doing we were studying say BSc, we were not aware about the CSI also. Yeah, please. If anybody have any question.
Saurav, sir, are you audible? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. I have one query.
Yeah,
Sir,
please.
actually, this presentation was a very path-breaking one. Lots of new knowledge. I think for the students, it's means unexplored knowledge. These things are very unexplored. Sir, actually, since we are an emerging higher education institution in a rural setup, so we also have an area that is surrounded by such kind of unexplored bioresources. So actually, the main problem that happens in our region is that there is these things are now gaining popularity, but how to actually take this message towards the last mile, at least the person which is actually who is actually in charge of that knowledge. Actually, people doesn't know that this is a very
So
potential knowledge for Viksit Bharat.
yeah.
So
So
what
for
thing can we
these
build?
two, yeah, the very good question, relevant question. As I mentioned, I now being the member of INIAS or INSA or the any type this type of organizations, we are doing the most scientific popularization, because without scientific knowledge, scientific popularization, then awareness about the bioresources, it will not be possible. So you have to reach the people, to the local community, to interact with them, to give something alternate. Say, if I will say to that particular community of Arunachal Pradesh, please don't kill the animals, they will fight with you, right? Because this is our
Yes.
tradition. And I personally believe that if we are doing something, then we should not kill the animals. We should not kill the animals. We should respect 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 personally do believe not tradition, because tradition is the identity. I can proudly say that I'm an Assamese from my home place, from Dobakana. Yes, it is my identity. We are doing the muga cultivation. Say like that, Arunachal people will say that this is my identity. I am doing from my generation to generation. Then what to do? We should tell them that we should not kill the animals like 1,150. Okay, this is your tradition, you just kill one animal. That is your, and also side by side you have to do the domestication and give the field or nest to the wild animals to roaming surrounding, or you have to give some defined employment generations so that they will not kill the wild animals. That's why I mentioned that government of Arunachal is now doing far better than us. And yes, definitely, if you people are interested, specifically, I'm telling about your college PDUMA, we can organize, being INEAS member, I can organize some awareness program or any kind of interaction talks with the students, because we have around 6-7 members from INSA INEAS in Northeast India, from Nagaland, I think one fellow, and Assam, I think 6 we people are there, so we can definitely do, and that's why I have joined in February itself this year, and also having the different types of laboratories in Northeast, we can do better for Northeast India.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm personally, being from botanic background, I'm also
Yeah.
very much interested in
Yeah.
bioresources, so that's why
Yes,
I
yeah,
found your presentation very much relating.
yes, definitely.
Uh,
And it's not about botany, zoology, chemistry. Gayatri knows me very well, and I know her very well. She is my own sister. So when I was doing my PhD in my institution, that time there was not a single RT-PCR machine also in Rajiv Gandhi University. But now you see, if you have the ambition, if you have the zeal, you can achieve. Now we are running genome sequencing facility. During SARS-CoV-2, we have done around say 70,000, 60,000 sequence for entire Northeast India. All these Delta variant in news hangama will be coming that this is Delta variant, Alpha, Omicron, blah blah blah, and those all things were done by our institute. Me and other few people were working.
Thank you so much, sir, for such a path-breaking presentation that helps us to realize the true potential of unexplored indigenous natural resources of Northeast India and the traditional knowledge. At this juncture, I would like to mark the auspicious beginning of this national seminar on Viksit Bharat at the year 2047. This auspicious beginning was with the help of our esteemed speakers, Dr. Pankaj Bharali sir and Professor Ayakpam Ibemcha Chanu madam. Both the esteemed speakers have shed light on the Act East policy, the bioeconomy, the entrepreneurship scopes from traditional knowledge, traditional practices, and the Viksit Bharat, which will focus on integration of interdisciplinary approach towards a common goal of achieving sustainability with development. So there should be a balance between development and sustainability, in which all the disciplines need to come forward, need to converge for the betterment of the society, so that we can together reach the last mile, reach the last person, the young generation, the students, and each and every person from rural as well as urban area, so that all can come forward and contribute together for Viksit Bharat at the day 2047. At this very moment, I would like to thus express my heartfelt gratitude to our respected esteemed speakers, Professor uh, Ayakpam Ibemcha Chanu madam for her valuable presentation, and also Dr. Pankaj Bharali sir for his path-breaking presentation on this relevant theme. I'd also like to thank Honorable Principal in charge Sir Dr. Pranjan Morang Sir for his inaugural address, Honorable IQC Coordinator Madam Dr. Nitashi Barman Madam for her inaugural address, as well as organizing this innovative seminar. I'd also like to thank the various other uh, faculty members involved in this inaugural session, and all the respected participants that have joined from various corners of the country to make this inaugural session a successful one. I would now like to hand over the proceedings to the various moderators and rapporteurs of technical session 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and all the technical sessions will commence simultaneously from this way forward. I would like to thus conclude this auspicious inaugural session. Thank you very much.
I request all the participants to join through the links that have been provided. All the technical sessions will commence simultaneously. Thank you. Have a good day ahead.
Madam, I have a question. Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, I do have a question. Like, when will be the valedictory session for the program today? At what
The
time? Yes, ma'am.
ma'am, the valedictory session will begin just after the ending of all the technical sessions.
Okay, ma'am. Will you inform through WhatsApp, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. The timings will be informed.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Have a good day. I will join the technical session at 11:45. Thank you.